Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Sheff United Way. How we're all doing out there? Oh, we've just watched the Blades not pick up a win. Gutted. I am gutted. I will be honest. I don't actually think we deserved the 3 points, in all honesty, but I don't think Everton deserved them either. I think that it was I think we were the better team in the first half. They were certainly the better team for me in the second half without creating too many chances. Obviously, they picked up the goal in the second half. We picked up two in the first half. They picked up one in the first half. And actually, looking at how many goals are scored in each half, it probably works itself out. But yeah, we went really, really close at the end, didn't we? Really, really close with McBurney's fantastic header that was saved really, really well by Jordan Pickford. An astonishing save, you could say. Anyway, let's start from the beginning. First and foremost, the team. Now, this was pretty much the team I expected. However, I thought bringing in Luke Thomas as quickly as what we did, and obviously sacrificing another attacking midfielder by bringing in a replacement left wing back, I thought he would go straight into the team, to be perfectly honest. But he wasn't, and Larouci was. And I thought Larouci had a pretty poor first half for the most part. I keep saying it. I think his game, or what he's really good at, is nicking balls, intercepting balls, and getting us on the front foot. I don't think he's a good defender. I think he's okay going forward. I think he's actually good on the ball. He's quick at kind of not linking up play. That's the wrong word to use, but getting the ball, playing quick 1-2s, and getting us out. But he does worry me. I said to my mate Ewan at half time, I said, who are the players that worry you when they're on the ball? And believe it or not, it was not Jackie Longthrow that we were talking about. It was Larouci and Norwood sometimes, but only because Norwood is a little bit slow at times. But I thought Norwood had a good game today. Thought a lot of players had good games today, but it just wasn't good enough, was it, in the end? They obviously scored after 14 minutes. Really, really poor defending from, I'm going to say it, Baldock. I think both goals were ultimately his fault. Obviously, things happen in the lead up where other players could have possibly done better. But for the first goal, the ball is headed back. Wes makes a great save. Baldock loses his man and then he just taps it in. It's really frustrating to watch. I've just about managed to watch it back. Sky Sports is so much better than TNT for me when it comes to watching highlights after the game, because Sky Sports get them up on the internet straight away. So when I've been to the game and I come back from the game and I've got to do one of these videos, it takes me probably half an hour to get back from the game, from kind of like walking to the car, driving home, in the hot seat, do the thumbnail, get the video done and up. So yeah, I don't have a lot of time to watch these highlights. So Sky get them up really quickly. TNT not so much. They've put them up, but they put them up as separate clips, and then you don't see any kind of different angles from it, which is really, really annoying. But it looks like their man heads the ball towards goal. Wes makes a good save. Baldock just loses his man and he taps it in the back of the net. Gutting to see that. And like I said, I think we were by far the better side in the first half. That was kind of against run of play, in my opinion, for that goal. We created some stuff before that. I think Cameron Archer had a shot where he was kind of crowded out. Yeah, I think Harmer in the first half, I don't know. It's a really tough one, actually, because I don't think he had a great game today, Harmer. But also, I think he put a lot of effort in. It was a hot day. He was running around. He was getting up and down, supporting up, getting back defensively. And to say that we had two strikers up front that are both quite unmatched fit, if you like. McBurney, I thought, was fantastic to last the full 90. I don't think Hecky expected that from him, and probably didn't want him to play the full 90, but he did. And we needed him. We needed him so much. He was fantastic today, McBurney. He really was. And Cameron Archer was great as well, especially in that first half. I think they both pretty much faded in the second half because of match fitness. Cameron Archer will be playing 90 minutes. in a lot of games, to be honest, this season, in my opinion. Even when we're chasing, I don't think we're going to want him on like coming off the pitch because, as we saw today, he is vital to us staying up. First goal, fantastic. We might as well talk about it now. That first goal was brilliant in lots of different reasons. Harmer, I don't know why I said that. Harmer put the ball into the box. Great ball. McBurney takes a fantastic touch, lays it back to Archer. And actually, I thought McBurney had put a little bit too much on this back to Archer, but he just guides it with pace into the corner of the goal. Pickford, absolutely no chance whatsoever. Great finish. Obviously, did the celebration as well, which we've all been looking forward to seeing. Yeah, fantastic goal to bring us in 1-1 at half time, which I thought. But then I don't know what minute it was, but it must have been close to half time. Another great, well worked goal, to be honest. I think it was Baldock smashes the ball forward into a good area where we can break. Harmer takes it on the chest, flicks it over to Cameron Archer. He sizes up the defender, looks like he's going to go one way or the other, cuts in onto his right. Fantastic strike. Whether it was lucky or not coming off the back of Pickford, it was lucky, but it was a fantastic strike. If that had just hit the post and gone out, you'd have been like, what a strike from Archer. Fantastic, really unlucky. But actually, very, very lucky in the end because it was a great strike inside of the post, hits Pickford on the back and ends up in the back of the net. And do you know what? We don't get many slices of luck like that. And it felt like it was going to be our day just because of that. But yeah, it wasn't to be in that second half. I thought we were fantastic in the first. Second, we came out quick, but they came out quicker. I thought Everton were much the better side in the second half. That another Baldock mess up, really, for the second goal. I did not know what happened because it happened so fast. That ball into the box, and then they just stood at the back post, just tapping the ball in the back of the net. Like, what are we doing? But the ball goes out to not sure. I think it was Garner who puts the ball into the box. Baldock is marking two men. He's behind them, so he's going to struggle to get back in and get a foot in or get the ball cleared anyway. Enel is kind of stood in the middle of the box, tracking back, obviously trying to get into a position where he can clear the ball, but it comes across too quickly, and Enel's not in the right place to deal with this. It goes straight past him, but for some reason, Baldock thinks it's a fantastic idea to kind of run almost at Enel, and then the other two players just left at the back post. Let me know. Watch this back, everyone, please, and let me know what you were thinking, what you think, what Baldock was thinking at that moment in time. I don't know if he's trying to play him offside, but these two men stood at the back post, and Baldock just runs in the other direction. It really confuses me. Confuses me so much. So let me know what you think, guys. If you've watched it on TV and you know what happened there, let me know. If you're watching the highlights or you're watching Match of the Day and you're watching this either on Sunday or you're watching this after Match of the Day, let me know what you think because Baldock is a very, very good defender. Very good defender. Now, don't get me wrong. He might be top-end championship. That might be his limit. It certainly wasn't in the first season of the Premier League. He's been caught out a couple of times this season already. Last week against Man City, where Grealish did him down the wing and he let the ball go in. But it's difficult. Like, we're coming up against some really, really good players. And we're looking at Everton thinking, this is a game that we need to win. They're also thinking, this is a game we need to win. We're playing little old Sheff United at Bramall Lane. We need to take it to them. And they did. And at the end of the day, I was looking at the team, the Everton team, before the game, and I was thinking, God, how many of their players would get into our team? Practically 8 or 9, I would say. So the fact that we've drawn 2-2, we shouldn't expect to win these games. And I actually think these relegation 6-pointers are going to be the hardest games of this season. There's going to be a lot of teams kind of halfway up the division this season for me. They should have come to Bramall Lane and think this is going to be easy and we're going to get points from them. But it's these games that are the really, really tough ones. Like Man City strolled it against us last week and nearly came a cropper with Bogle scoring that late goal. However, Everton knew not to take us lightly, knew that they had to come out, attack us, defend well, and they did. I thought Everton played well today. And I just feel like there's going to be easier games at Bramall Lane this season than Everton because they put everything into this game, just like we did. There was a battle in the second half with, I think it was Bullock, McBurney. It was just like a bloodbath, just like everyone just slogging, just like booting each other and knocking each other about. And it was great to see. It didn't feel like Premier League football at the time, but it was great to see. It really was. Um, Might as well talk about McBurney's header because not a lot happened in that second half for me. They had a couple of free kicks that they didn't really do anything with. It's always a bit of a worry when the other team, especially in the Premier League, gets a free kick just outside the box because you think these Premier League players can just sort of eat these free kicks for breakfast, can't they? And just whip them in the top corner. I think it was Dan Juma that took the first one that hit the wall. And then I think it was Ashley Young that just put it straight into Wes's hands. I've seen Ashley Young score free kicks like that in the past. It wasn't to be this time, but thank God for that. I think that was the one where Anel kind of pulled the player back and we weren't sure whether it was on the line or not. Because obviously, if he brings him down on the line, that's a penalty. And it was a bit of a worry. He could have got a red. He could have given a penalty away if a couple of things would have been slightly different. But luckily enough, he only got a booking and the free kick led to nothing. There was one that I was absolutely screaming for in the second half where it just hit one of their players' arms. And actually, I felt a bit embarrassed because I was up screaming for it, handball. But actually, yeah, thinking about it, I didn't even have to see it back. I just knew, yeah, that weren't on ball, were it? It was a ball kind of just knocked forward straight at someone's hand where their arms were out, and it was very, very close. And it went at some pace, so the defender had no chance of getting his arms out of the way for that. So fair enough, fair enough. It was nice to see James McAtee at the start of the game come on the pitch. Lovely, lovely smiling face, clapping to the fans giving him the reception that he deserves. And obviously, we're going to be seeing him playing for Sheffield United all season long. So really looking forward to that. He could have been the difference today, unlocking the door. I think we struggled in the second half because I think Harmer, it felt like he had to do a little bit too much getting back and forth. Obviously, Norwood and Sousa aren't going to be box to box. Harmer is going to be box to box. And I think that Cameron Archer and Ollie McBurney were both pretty tired. And I just think they're not match fit, especially when you're playing Premier League football. It's much more tougher than the Championship. So I think the Harmer had to do a bit too much trying to support them. And it was difficult. I think it was, obviously Benny Traore came on and tried. He tried and he tried, but to no avail, really. I'm not sure whether Benny really created anything or caused them any sorts of problems. But he came on, and I just feel like he could do something. But maybe Will Asula should have been the man to be brought on. But it is what it is. Let's go through the team quickly, and I'll get into some comments. I thought Wes had a good game. Nothing he could do about the second one. First one, I've not seen it back. It looked like he made a really good save to me. But yeah, unfortunately, they put the ball in the back of the net after that. I thought George had a really good game today until I saw the goals back and realized that, in my opinion, both goals were possibly his fault. So let us know what you think in the comments, guys. I thought Anel had a really good game. I seem to think that when Anel's not going forward, obviously I love Anel going forward. He doesn't seem to be doing that as much this season, which you can understand why, because the centre back striding forward, if you lose that ball, he's out of position. So I get why we're not doing that as much, but I do feel like we lose that creativity from wide areas when he's not getting forward, because Jack Robinson's not going to get forward, is he? Let's be honest. So I think sometimes we need to take the shackles off and let Anel just get a bit further forward. Just realize I'm really dark. I'm really orange. It looks like I've been on holiday. I think it's just my light. We'll do a bit of that. We'll do a bit of that. Bit of jiggery poker, as I say. Egan got injured in the game, came off. Fingers crossed that Egan's okay for the next one. Worried about that one because, yeah, Egan's not had a great start to the season, but I'd rather Egan be there than not. However, as I was just about to say, Enel, I think he always plays well when he plays central defence. I just think he reads things a bit better than Egan. I think he's a bit stronger in the tackle than Egan. He's ganglier, so he can get round players a little bit easier. He loves a battle as well. So yeah, I thought Anel played really well when he went to central centre back. I thought Jack Robinson played well at left centre back as well. Larouche a little bit dodgy at times, but also quite good going forward at times too. Um, who else we've got? Harmer, I thought it wasn't his best game, but I still think not Harmer's best game is better than a lot of players for me. So Harmer needs to play 90 minutes in every game this season. If he does, we've got a good chance of staying up. Souza, I thought was fantastic. My nephew said to me, Frankie next to me, he said, I don't think Souza's had a very good game today. And actually, I think it was after he gave the ball away once, and that's the only time I really remember him losing the ball. I thought he had a really good game. He always seems very, very confident on the ball. At one point, he scared the living daylights out of me because he looked to pass. Their player looked like he was going to nick it off him, and then he just turned and got away from him. I'm like, oh, can we do that? Because it seems like when other Premier League midfielders come to Bramall Lane, they do little things like that all the time. And I'm just worried when Souza gets that ball and does something like that, like he's going to lose it. And maybe I need to have a little bit more confidence in him. But I think that, yeah, I think he had another really good game today. I think Souza and Harmer are going to be big, big players for us this season. I don't think Norwood had a bad game, but Norwood just tends to get caught on the ball sometimes. But it's not his fault. It's Father Time. Like he's not as quick as he used to be. He and I'm not saying fast because he's never been fast, but just the quick thinking, his feet's maybe not as quick as they used to be. And but I think he had a good game. Overall, I think Norwood had a good game today. I think they all had a good game. There's only really the two goals that we conceded that I'm putting down to Baldock. That I'm thinking that Baldock didn't have a good game, but everybody had a good game today. I thought they all put a really good shift in. Cameron Archer looked very, very exciting. I think really he only had 2 or 3 moments where I thought, "Wow," and 2 of them were goals. So that's what you wanna see. I thought McBurney was fantastic, really, really good at bringing Archer into the game. Those 2 look like they've been playing for years together straight away. It were almost like when Illiman started playing with McBurney or Illiman started playing with Morgan Gibbs White. It just felt like they had a telepathic sort of link connection, those 2, McBurney and Archer. So that's nice to see. And hopefully that's going to be our strike force for the rest of the season. Hopefully McBurney can stay fit as much as possible. Yeah. So that's the team. Obviously Benny Traore came on and I thought he did okay. I just didn't feel like we were that potent up front. It felt like I didn't feel like we were going to score a goal. I really didn't when Benny came on, to be perfectly honest. And Cameron Archer, I know he's probably not match fit, but at the same time, if he gets a chance in that box, I'm putting my money on him to score. I really am, especially after today. I thought Luke Thomas did well when he came on. Looked very, very bright. Looked good at the back. Looked good at getting the ball forward as well. Yeah, not seen too much of him today. Obviously, Larouche played most of the game, but no, he looked good. He looked good. I was happy about it. But that's about it. We might as well talk about Pickford. Fantastic save right at the end. I even caught it on video. I might stick it up on Twitter, but I thought this is the last kick of the game. They're not even going to be able to go up the other end. So this corner, this could be us scoring a last minute winner. So I video recorded it. Ball came into the box. McBurney seems to be unmarked for some reason. He must have got away from his man, but he gets away. If the header's slightly more in the corner, this is a goal, and Pickford's getting nowhere near it. But Benny gave him just a little bit too much to play with, and he made a fantastic save onto the bar. Nothing against McBurney. It was a great header, and it could have won us this game. But it's a great save from Pickford. Touches it onto the bar. Anything could have happened. It could have hit the wrong part of his hand and gone in. It could have flicked up, hit the bar and gone in. It could have hit the bar and come out as it did, and then McBurney stab it home because I think McBurney stabbed at it. It hit Pickford in the face and hands, and then it hit the post, came back out, and Sousa tried to have a little go at it. Just wasn't to be, was it? But I'll be honest, I think it's a good point. I really do. I think that Everton could have won this game quite easily in that second half. I don't think they were good enough going forward. I was a bit worried about Dwight McNeil coming on, but didn't do a lot when he came on. Beto, very, very difficult to defend against. I'm guessing. Obviously, I didn't play at the back for Sheffield United today, but yeah, he looked very, very difficult to mark. To be honest, he looks like a big, strong lad that is going to knock you about, but also got a little bit of pace to him and got a little bit of trickery to him as well. So yeah, I think he's going to score some goals this season, Beto. So fair play to him. But yeah, I were on the edge of my seat constantly all that second half. But after they scored, not a lot of big chances happened, but I think we defended well enough to not really offer him too much. So I don't want to give too much grief to Baldock because I think he defended fantastically for most of the game. He did really well going forward as well. So yeah, it was two mistakes for me for Baldock, but it is what it is. It's 2-2. We finished the game. We're on the board. That's the main thing. We still could be in the bottom three, I suppose, by the end of today. But at the same time, it's nice to get that point. It would be even nicer to get that win, but it's one of those things, guys. Let's go into the comments for a second. Make sure you leave a comment, guys. Same here. We should have had 3 points instead of one. Do you know what? There's been a lot of people on Twitter being really negative about today. Yeah, and to be honest, I think we're playing well. I think we're improving week on week. And I think the thing is, when we came up with Chris Wilder before, we had a set team. They knew exactly each other's roles. This is not brand new, not a practically brand new team, but you've got up the top of the pitch a lot of new players. You've got Cameron Archer, you've got two midfielders. That's three already before we get started. But we've also got McAtee coming in. We've also got other players. I can't think off the top of my head, but we've got a lot of new attacking players that have got to learn each other's games because it's a lot easier for a defender to slot in into a position and do his job. But attackers move. They need to learn where each other go. They need to learn if he's going to hold that ball, if he's going to flick it on. Because at times today, McBurney flicked a ball on and Cameron Archer wasn't really ready for it. That will come with time. So yeah, I think we'll improve. We'll keep on improving week in, week out. So yeah, Archer is quality. There you go. Gutted to not have come away with 3 points. That better cause issues for us. Thought Baldock wasn't quite himself, but Archer, wow, instant impact with Maka to add to right. Eamon's saying it was a great game. I enjoyed it. What a goal from Archer. Brilliant. It was a great game. I did enjoy it to a certain extent, but God, in the championship, you can kind of chill a little bit, sit on your hands, go on your phone for a second. You just can. Like when I'm going on my phone, it's normally writing notes for the game. But like you can kind of in the Premier League, you can't chill. Nobody can chill. So like it's going to take years off my life being in the Premier League. It really is, even if it is just for one season. Disappointing McAtee is yet another player we've signed, but not in time. Agreed. Agreed. It is frustrating because they keep getting a clap, don't they? Say it happened with Harmer. It happened with who was the last one now? Archer. Archer. And then it happened with McAtee. All these players that we are signing, hopefully in time, and then they don't get done in time. It's really frustrating. Defense really concerns me. Always seem to lose a man. It is frustrating, Paul. I don't get it. If Egan was carrying a knock, why not have made that sub at half time and start with Bash in the middle? Yeah, possibly. And Ellen Egan not stepped up for me. Egan should be better. His experience this league before. We just look like we're going to concede most times. Yeah, and this is the frustrating thing. Every single goal has come from a cross this season. If that's right, I'm sure that's right. Every goal has come from a cross, whether it's been from in play, whether it's been a corner, whatever it's been whether it's a high cross, whether it's a low cross. Every goal has come from a cross, and we've not been opened up. I suppose you could say the second goal today, we were sort of opened up, but not by quality, just by us being out of position. Really frustrating. Terry is saying, great game, draw probably fair, but we nearly won it. Other than Pickford's save, definitely, definitely. Defense looks like they're wearing concrete boots sometimes. You're not wrong, Paul. We've got a point off the mark. So, yep, totally. Coates is here as well. Our first goal was incredible. Can't stress that enough. With McAtee to come in, will cause many a team many a problem this season. Very nice. Agreed. It was a fantastic goal from everybody, but so was the second goal as well. The great ball from Baldock, the flick over from Harmer as well. It's great. And Coates is saying it there. Sousa and Harmer are both class. You can't say anything else. Can't say they all played well. Larouci was atrocious. Offers nothing going forward. I disagree about offers nothing going forward. I do, but his defending does leave a lot to be desired. Larouci again cost us another goal. He's 15 yards to out the wing, loses his man. Okay, fair enough, Chris. I've not really seen it properly. Only really seen the highlights, and I was caught cold with the goal, to be honest, when I was in the ground. McBurney is our new leader. Armband to come. Maybe so. That's a good shout. That really good shout. Mike saying, think we are going to have to agree to disagree here, Nick. Count on one hand the players that had good games, and now way off it. Gets turned too easy. Okay. I'd like to know who didn't have a good game, to be honest. He's saying an L there, obviously, but I thought he was fantastic in centre-back to cover for Egan. Cherry isn't built for the role we want him. Yeah, I think you're right, Chris. I think you're right. It's a good point. It's certainly 2 points dropped. I don't think it is, though. I don't think it is 2 points dropped because Everton were just as fair to say 2 points dropped than we were, to be perfectly honest. We need to be picking up these points. You're absolutely right. But at the same time, I don't think we deserve 3 points at all. But I kind of get what you're saying. You're saying that these are the games that we should be picking 3 points up in. Agreed. But at the same time, these are going to be hard games. They're going to be hard games all season. Egan having another poor game. Again, his confidence in shot. I don't know if Egan did have a back. Did he? Am I just watching a different game? I don't think Egan necessarily had a bad game. I think he's probably under the microscope a little bit more at the moment because of the mistakes that he's made up to now. I did think Anel was better when he played central centre back, but I won't say Egan necessarily had a bad game. We still need to consolidate the centre of the park. It's where we lost today's game. That and defending balls sent into the box. Yeah, possibly Vic, possibly mate. First time playing together, team still gelling. Thought it was a good match, and we're really tired. Just put yourself in a team not used to your teammates. Exactly, Anne. That's exactly what I just said. Got to look at circumstances. Everton not scored before today, bottom of the table. We're the home team. We need to be more ruthless in these situations. Agreed, Chris. Agreed, mate. Harmer, Sousa, Baldock, though, dropped focus for their second. McBurney, Archer, and Nell all played great today. I think you're right. You're right about George. He did have a good game. However, I think if Egan makes those two mistakes, and you can't say that the first one wasn't Baldock's fault because he lost his man and he tapped it in. He was all over Wes, and then it hit the post and he tapped it in. So Baldock had 2 attempts to try and get rid of that ball, and he was just off his man. So I think other than the 2 mistakes, I think he had a fantastic game, but he did make those 2 mistakes. Anyway, I think we should leave it there. I think a lot of people are probably not agreeing with me tonight, and that's fine. That's football at the end of the day. But let us know in the comments if you're watching this after the live, and let me know what you think because yeah, maybe I was watching it with rose tinted glasses. Maybe I'm watching this thinking we are getting better, we are improving, and we've got a load of new players that are trying to gel together. So, but I get it because at the end of the day, the players that are making the mistakes at the back are players that we've had all last season, other than Larouci, and should be doing better. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you very, very soon. Jimmy, nice to see you, mate. Also, Chris is saying, got to say, Baldock wasn't used in the first half. Seemed to make the runs, but wasn't picked out. Yes, Baldock is fantastic at making those runs. He really, really is. And Norwood normally finds him. He normally fires that ball, whether it lands to his feet or the defender gets something on it. it causes teams problems. And he was making those runs in the first half and they weren't finding him. But anyway, let's leave it there. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. I really appreciate you getting involved. Yes, I know there's a lot of games going on right now, and I'm going to go and take a look what's happening in the Premier League and hoping that we are not going to be in the bottom three by the end of the day. Thanks for watching. See you next time.